besides that, I think you need to have a link tree for everybody to post and repost whenever you are just hosting a space. And those of you who are able to write articles in a very articulated and expressive way, that would be more appreciated. And of course, it's your duty. And now is the time, guys. Now or never. Dawn doesn't come twice to awaken a man, right? So, yeah, after then, I think you need to reach out the national medias if that's able to be accessed, and of course, medias outside. And you have to probably select people based on their academic profile, like to be more precise while they're just being presenting your cause. Yeah, and one thing which I found it's a bit hard to go ahead. I think you need to be organized in a very demanded way, unless it might be a bit hard. As you can see, I see about a week before, I think, Kimuzi was hosting a space, and about 92,000 people were attending that space. But now numbers are just declining time to time. That means there's a very visible infiltration from the government side. So, of course, that's expected, and you need to expect those things to happen even in the future. But as long as you're going to be united, you can defeat all those challenges. So we're waiting for you, and we're fighting for ourselves actually. But finally, we'll be having a wonderful space to live. So that's my submission for today. Thank you so much, and keep it up, guys.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So I think it's Miss Robin, Ahmed, then Tony Karom.
Hi guys. Can you
Hi.
hear me? All right.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. I was following today about the protests that were done today. So I have seen that we are trying to. Sorry, we are trying to. How can I put it? We are trying like to not be together, which is why Ruto is so happy. I know probably the advisors are here telling him that we are here at a space. Kuna mtu anaongelelea about fertilizer, mwingine anaongelelea about town today, mwingine anaongelelea about Millicent Omanga. He is very happy because he knows all of us, we are divided now. And what can we do about it? Remember, he's a dictator. Dictators know when they win. And number one, tumefanya vizuri because tuna oppose this regime, which is very good. Number two, we are not applying steady pressure. This is why he's winning. Mine is very short, just to let you know that we are supporting you in each and every way. Sisi venye tuko online, we are doing that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Robin. Ahmed.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me take this time to appreciate the listeners and the organizers of the space. What we have seen today, if I start with the event and what unfolded in the country today, I can say it was successful and tragic. Especially if I share with you a small story. There's a friend of mine who came back recently from abroad and he invested in Nairobi so much. But his wealth and all his shops in town were looted, almost 3 shops. So you know the strategy now, and why you are here tonight is very important, because the next step as a youth we will take, it should be something that will not affect the investors and also other youth, but should be something that will liberate and revolutionize the country. But they know the tactics they are applying, the government and the leaders, is even much ahead of what we are planning. Because if I share with you, for example, today in Mombasa, cars were burnt, civilians were armed. So now how will you protest? What will you do? We should change totally this strategy and come up with new ways of surviving and changing and bringing out our cries clearly without harming other Kenyans and the normal civilians who are as well suffering like us. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Kimuzi. I think you can hear me. I need to clarify an issue with, of course, I'm sorry for the businesses that were looted today, but the kind of damage that this government and the politicians in power are doing is not even comparable to the damage that has been done during the protests. This is something that has been going on for a long time, and I believe it's a noble cause that Kenyans are fighting for. So I have some issues here which go down as a tree. I think it's a strategy that we can try to use. It's not a secret. I know NIS are here, government advisors are here, and this will happen anyway. This happens, it's not a secret, because I am 90% sure that the NIS report tonight, the psychoanalysis report of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are afraid of infiltration. I think that is the report that has been tabled of the protests today, is that we are that tomorrow we start pushing a hashtag of IBC to be reconstituted. We need to push that. It will branch.
Anze Tony, network yako unapotea sana. Kama sahii hivi, kama unaongea tu kusikii total. Unapotea sana.
Naweza bonga?
Haya,
Yeah,
go on. Ngoja, wait kidogo. Tony, sahii umerudi tena, unarudi
Nibonge.
ukipotea.
narudi na sahi. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you, but unaongeongea alafu after a while unapotea tena.
Okay, I was saying on my third point, if you can hear me, we need to create an alternative reality of how things should be. That is, we need to exploit the trigger of other Kenyans, because I can tell you from the ground, other Kenyans, other generations were waiting for a trigger to join the protests with those who are protesting today. But government, one way or another, they were ahead of us. and we did not manage to trigger other Kenyans into joining the protest. Every Kenyan, including government advisors who are in this space tonight, they know what we are fighting for is a noble cause. I know deep inside their hearts, they know.
Tony again, umepotea.
The goat naweza ongea.
You can, but wacha tuanza na QX na Niju alikuwa ameuliza kama anaweza ongea, then we get to you, then to Ali Abdul. QX,
Sawa.
QX whatever.
Nibonge.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Mimi nilikuwa nasemaje? Hello, mnanisikia Kimuzi?
Yeah, tunakusikia.
Hello?
Tunakusikia.
Okay, mimi nilikuwa nasema wase watoke kwa grao. Maandamano ya Tuesday yenye tulianza nayo nilikuwa kwa grao. Ilikuwa at least Thursday tuka improve. Then the following Tuesday tukaua kabisa na ilikuwa perfect. Thursday ilifuatia tena wase tuka deep sasa kabisa. Leo ikago south kabisa. So mimi Kenya nasema wase wengi wenye tunaongea hapa hivi kwa spaces wase watoke grao, and I don't know why. We talk a lot, tunabonga. Kifika ni kutoka grao hatutokei, then wase wajatokea grao ndio wanakuja wana discourage na wase walikuwa grao, wanakuja kutuzia tena uoga au sijui nini and
Amepotea ama niko zangu?
Kama amepotea.
Okay, so Tony, unaweza wind up, then we go to Malsogot. Juu Tony ulikuwa na some points ulikuwa unaongea already. I hope saa hii umefix your network.
Yeah, I'm hoping you can hear me now.
Yeah, we can. So just
So
zidini, make them short
summarize.
so the other speakers can, yeah.
I'm of the opinion that tomorrow maybe we can find a way to start pushing a hashtag for reconstitution of IBC immediately. I think that should be our focus right now. The last point actually was as guys who are on X and TikTok, we need to create the reality of how things should be in Kenya. We need to talk about unga prices right now, how they are, and what we want them to be, how we know they can be like this. We need to talk about university fees. We need to talk about so many things that have been overinflated, but we need them to go down. For that, we are not doing that.
Tony again, your network is messing up. Miles, Tony akifix network, shatusikia unasemaje.
Yeah, asante sana. So mimi niko na idea tofauti kidogo, so natumai pengine tutaenda sawa. Idea yangu number one, we need to kurudi back kwa drawing board. Kwa nyinyi wote ambao unaoffer this space ya hapa hivi, inabidi muifanye na different way. You see, like these people ambao wote ma politician ambao wote wanatujoin kwa space, they are our biggest enemies. So inafaa kwanza whenever they join wanakuwa blocked, kwa sababu whatever we are discussing hao ndo wanapeleka kule. Even some of these white people we see here, most of them ni enemies wetu, so pia wao wanakuwa blocked. Hiyo ni idea tu, mtu asichukue personal. And then another one, say physically tuko fit, why don't we try, instead of kupush another thing, tuseme ati mambo na sijui hiyo mambo na election sijui ni, why don't we try to push agenda ya like wasi wafunge like 3 days and then to come back kwa ground. Na si ati tunafunga kwa sababu sisi ni Wakristo, sisi ni Waislamu, sisi ni mapaga, no. Tunafunga kwa the name of our country, unajua. So tutakuwa like spiritually fit na hata tukikam kwa ground pia tuko physically fit, kwa sababu tukiamua tuende in one way tutafail. Kwa sababu unaona sasa kama si hawakam kwa ground, kwa sababu wameanza kuwa drained, wamekuwa drained kwa sababu hii war ina start from spiritual area. So we need to go to church to fast like 3 days. So ikiwezekana the next maandamano ambayo inafaa ikuwe Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday next week ikuwe cancelled, ikuwe waeke ya prayer and fasting, na mtu ana pray na ana fast in his own way. Weka we unaamini mambo ya ancestors, you do it in your way. Weka ni Muislamu, you do it in your way. Kama ni Mkristo, you do it in your way. Hivyo yangu ni hayo tu, asante.
Thank you Miles. I think naona watu wamenua mikono, but see first year Ali Abdul juu amekuwa for a minute, then you can go back to Tony Karoma and the QX.
Don't forget me.
Okay,
Pardon?
can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good morning everyone. It is 2, eh? I'm very happy to be here, and I've been listening a lot from most of the members, and the contribution, they are very, very actually positive. There's something that I've noted, which I would really want to share with everyone. Number one, the government is the opponent here. First, you have to learn about your opponent. Ambiguity is also one of the mechanisms that you need to employ so that you deal with the government. When you are in the open, like we are today, okay, it's good that we have technology today. We are using it to our advantage and also to enlighten people about the movement. But also there are disadvantages, especially when you're dealing with the government that has actually security apparatus. Like today, I know we have so many of them here. You need to work on it. We cannot discuss everything here because I understand security matters. Let us leave that there. The gaps that we have emanates from leadership. I've been in Mandamano. In fact, we are the people who have been running Mandamano behind Baba. Gen Z must also be ready to learn. It's not a challenge. I've been in several forums. They are dismissing people with experience. So this is something that we must tone down and learn. Gen Zs, actually, some of them are young. They don't understand completely who is the opponent. The opponent is William Ruto. The opponent is the government. The opponent is the police and everyone else. We only got a friend that's militant. But because of the knowledge they have taken them back. Wananchi works better with the military than police. So you must understand every move the government makes, they know where you're moving and they know your strategy and why they are withdrawing the military. They saw your behavior with the military and your behavior with the police. Let us leave that there. Most of the people, now Kenyans, I can tell you up to 80% of Kenyans don't want this government. Save for tribalism here and there. Actually, that is something that is actually affecting every Kenyan, plus all of us here. But we have a common factor, that is Kenya. Kenya, our country, where each and every graduate wants to get a place to earn something. That's what is bringing us together. Otherwise, we are tribal. That's another thing we need to deal with. But understand that 80% of Kenyans don't want the government. That's why we came out. We demonstrated. Get it? So how do you get these people back on the street? People are ready. very much ready, but there is fear. The government we're dealing with use death first as a fear factor. The government we're dealing with will use the police to brutalize. During the time of Moi up to now, and even those who are in leadership, actually, a children of Moi, so they understand everything. The deputy and the president, plus all the people who are there. The young guys who are in parliament have failed us. Only a few we can count. They love money. And it is in this government, for the first time, that our parliament, up to 45%, if not 50, are people who are wash, guys. Good tongue, lashing tongue, and they don't have respect. Completely. We are not calling names, but we know people by their characteristics. So, guys, number one thing is to fix leadership. Demonstration people will come out. Then focus actually disintegrates the moment there is that absence of leadership. Don't fear talking about leadership of Gen Zs. You can't be amorphous. There must be some system. We must have some system on the street. You play, people dance, and there is someone who speaks and directs the demonstrators. Tell them path of danger, safe areas, and that is how to caution thieves and those who are looting. Number one thing, public address system is needed, so that whenever you see somebody trying to loot, because it's so painful, lose your business. Like I saw in Mombasa, a gentleman trying to save his business using a pistol, people stoning him. He could not run. You see, I didn't love that scene because that's all he had. For sure, that was so painful. And I know these are goons hired by government. Last time you saw them along the expressway, how they damaged everything. Today I saw them actually looting coffins. Where do you take coffins? Stage managed by the government. So that now they have a reason to come with force. That happens, it's a challenge on the Gen Zs because the government